All right, give me another one. One of your favorite player to team fits.
I'll throw in my one offensive skill guy I think I got in here, and that is, this might be a little rich, but I am a fan of him, and he's kind of grown on me, and that's AD Mitchell from Texas going to the Jags at 17. Do not think the Jags will go receiver. Trent Baalke, I think, will probably lean defense, maybe a corner. But if they do go offense, I love this because it's giving Trevor Lawrence, an X receiver, a true ball winner, long target on the outside. I have gone up and down with Mitchell. He has grown on me more as I watch him, but he also is just, there's some frustrating moments watching him as well. And I'm sure, and I think there's some underlying statistical stuff too. That's kind of, it's not overwhelming that you want to see, but his upside is a true number one X. And he has, he's athletic. He ran a 4.3 and change at his size as a bigger body. He's also explosive, jumped through the gym. You see that on film. It's funny because at first I'm watching him run routes and I'm like, man, this guy's a lazy route runner. No, he just moves at a different speed.
Yeah.
And so it looks lazy, but no, this is why you got to watch. And then you're seeing him move compared to everybody else. It's like, he's just such an easy mover. It looks almost lazy, but it's not. I think he's one of these guys. He has to go into a good landing spot as well to maybe unlock all of his gifts. Jags might not be that considering their situation. Actually, I think his ideal fits the Chiefs.
Yeah, totally.
But that's the perfect spot for him for everybody. But I don't know if he'll last the 32. So yeah, but AD Mitchell to the Jags because you're just giving Trevor Lawrence that true ball winner that I don't think he's had in the league so far. Calvin Ridley's a different type of animal when he had him last year, more of a route runner type. So yeah, I like that fit because that's just the body type I want to see Trevor work with.
I'm glad you brought him up for two reasons. One, I pretty sure you and I feel very similarly with a lot of these Jags receivers and where they are as a group. I think we're probably in line with what we think about Gabe Davis and Christian Kirk, but we'll expand on that in a second. But two, I was actually literally just watching AD Mitchell and charting him this morning. So fresh on the brain. And
what do you think?
One, God, I don't like that Texas offense at all. So many, maybe it's just the games I've watched, but it's very screen heavy. It's very it's
a lot of RPOs.
A lot of RPOs. It's typical college football that just, especially coming off like, I was just watching all these NFL receivers and like a snob, for free agency stuff like that. It's a harsh transition from, and I wasn't, hey buddy, I was not watching fun offenses. Okay. I was watching the damn Commanders and the Steelers and like the 23 Falcons. It was not fun. And even then I'm like highbrow in the Texas offense, but regardless, I really came away very interested in Mitchell, a player that I was already interested in because I thought he sort of fits that X receiver type, as you mentioned, but I really came away liking the movement skills. I really like him off the line of scrimmage, on the line of scrimmage when you see him working against press coverage. I like his work there. That's what makes me think like, a team that if you drop him into a spot that doesn't need him to be the guy right away, but can develop him as a guy at the X receiver that gets a lot of snaps, but eventually develops into your number one or number two target. Love that for him. That's why I think a team like Buffalo makes a lot of sense, or a team like Kansas City makes so much sense because they have like both those teams have two or three guys that you can think can out target Mitchell in his first season. And then maybe in a couple years, okay, he's your guy that you're funneling 110, 120 type of targets to. I do think he has that developmental upside. I really like him. I might, like when I come out with my rankings, I might end up having him ranked pretty high because I do think that upside and the movement skills and the ability to separate is there, and he can be a ball winner. Then I think about him in Jacksonville though, and I'm almost like,
I know. It's just the quarterback pairing. That's it. It's not even team. So like you have team fit as this category. It's more just like one player synergy that I just want to see go to work. But the hand eye and the ball skills are just awesome. And like his package of traits is just it's awesome. It's a true ball winner, true red zone guy. Like everyone likes to make fun of red zone fades. It's like when you have a guy like Mitchell, that's actually an answer, as opposed to different guys that have it. Like he actually unlocks that part of your offense, which is, that's what you want out of an X. No, what you're saying right there is exactly right. If he can be a 3 or a 2, be on that kind of Rashee Rice development plan that he kind of went through last year, that's ideal for him. Let him can learn, consistency as a player. And you see that pick up in the second half of the year. But again, I think teams are going to, he tested too well.
Yeah.
Like he's receiver 5 for me right now. And I'm still battling, trying to keep him. He's battling Brian Thomas right now for me, who's my receiver 4 still. Like I have them closer than I thought that I would have going into this process, which that's nothing to Brian Thomas's detriment. It's just more what AD Mitchell looks like as you watch more and more of them.
Yeah, when I was working on these guys, when last I talked to you in at the Super Bowl, when I had originally charted these guys out, I obviously came away super impressed with the top 3, and then Brian Thomas was the guy that was kind of like, all right, is he closer to the top 3 or is he closer to the next group? I definitely feel like I'm kind of in line with you there, that he not too much disparaging to him, but he is closer, in my opinion, to some of these guys like AD Mitchell and maybe those other players than he is to the top 3 players. But
I think I have Thomas. I have Thomas at 17, and I think I have AD Mitchell at 24 on my big board, and then the other 3 guys are all in the top 10. So it's like that it's just that gap. He's in that second tier with Thomas and AD Mitchell, and then it's the tier 1 true guys.
Yeah, producer Colin in the chat said maybe he's on that like CeeDee Lamb type of growth path where you can get him on the field right away. But in CeeDee Lamb's rookie season, they had Amari Cooper, they had Michael Gallup, they had other really good players. Actually, I think Brett Coleman, who of course does a great job with his YouTube channel, he I think actually compared AD Mitchell and CeeDee Lamb from a movement skill perspective. But I don't think they'll get utilized the same way in the NFL. No. It's interesting. I do agree with you that this is the type of player that Trevor Lawrence needs. Man, I just, like I said,
that means it won't happen.
Well, absolutely dude. Nothing that Trevor needs has happened so far in Jacksonville. That's for sure. I do wonder if you drop Mitchell in there, like what is Gabe Davis is a prevailing question anyways, but like, what is Gabe Davis then for you? Like, I mean, Kirk, it lets him stay in the slot, but I think we probably view these receivers very similarly. So that would just be the outstanding question to me, because definitely from a skill set perspective, like what we've seen Trevor Lawrence do with players, especially in college, I think maps pretty well with AD Mitchell.
That's the thing. There's proof of concept. Like it was T. Higgins in college,
right?
And they had great synergy together, and it's because Trevor's got good accuracy. So he, like, when he has a big body like that, it's like, all right, I got this little window here, this little space where I can throw it, boom, line drive right over there. Not that like he can't with other guys. It's just this is such a, when you have a quarterback like Trevor with that arm talent, and then you get a big body like this that legit can use it. Like Mike Williams, when he's healthy, is the epitome of it right now in the league. But like that true vertical ball winning X, DeAndre Hopkins in his prime, those types of guys. That's the types of guys, when you have a good quarterback, they pound it, they make it work, and it just becomes like, holy crap, it's just death by 8 to 12 yard gains. It's just like these just stops and outs and curls and hits, all these just quick hitters. And it's just like when you're trying to defend the run, the offense is getting 5-6 yards. That's the receiver version of it. That's why these guys, if you have them and they can stay healthy, it's like, it's such an annoying weapon that's hard to defend because it's just iso ball. And if you have a quarterback that can pepper it, it's like not a lot of teams can stop it.
Yeah, and it's like that was what they were trying to do with Calvin Ridley from a deployment perspective last year, but that's not really his game. Yeah, he's more of like, you want him to be like, he even said at his introductory press conference with the Titans, like I think it was a press conference or maybe an interview afterwards, like, let me run all the routes, not just these kind of X receiver routes. Man, I mean, I as you're talking about it to me, I'm really envisioning, because I think that AD Mitchell has better movement skills than like a Mike Williams type. Like I think he could be much more of a true separator than a Mike Williams type. But I can, in my mind's eye, envision these back shoulders, the stop routes, everything that you're talking about with Mitchell and Trevor Lawrence. And now I'm thinking, like, because we're like, it's not going to happen. Now I'm thinking about Gabe Davis in that role, and it's just, oh man, that's making me sad. So before that makes me any more sad, let's move on to your third player to team fit that you really loved.